I'm happy again to be here on our TV platform. My name is Moses Muhanji and I'm the president of Uganda Boxing Federation. You asked me how prepared are we as a country, as a federation, in as far as the World Games for the youths are going to be concerned in Poland next year. So these games will be there next year. They have been announced according to the Aiba calendar. They will be in Poland around May next year or earlier than that. So for us as a country, we would love to participate in these games, and we have always participated in such games because, as you remember, sometime back in 2018, late 2018, we were in the same games that were held in Hungary, Budapest, and Uganda performed well. But prior to the Budapest World Games for the youths, we also had the qualifying games that were in Morocco, AFBC games. So that's the process. For you to be able to participate in the World Games for the youths, you first have to qualify from the continental games, and then also you must have had a team representing you. So as a country, we're always ready. We always have boxers. The athletes are always there, both male and female, in the same age bracket of 17 to 18. So those guys are there. We have them in our clubs. But now the challenge comes in terms of preparation. Because normally we are challenged as a federation. We don't have enough resources to prepare the team. We don't have enough time to prepare the team. And even when we prepare the team, we don't give them a chance to do friendly games so that they can test their competencies before they go for the actual competitions. So this has been one of our biggest problems. Because if you realize, for example, the team that went to Senegal for the Olympic qualifiers, these guys trained for only 2 weeks. They didn't have enough resources. They didn't have enough equipment. They didn't have friendly games to test their preparedness. And they just went for the competition in Senegal. That's why we didn't even perform that much. So previously, we were saying, we need to have a full team travel. But even in Senegal, we had a full team travel, but the results were not so good because the teams were not prepared well. So we need to have the following. We need to have enough resources in time. We need to have enough time to train. We need to have preparedness in terms of friendly games. Then we need to have a full team travel to represent the country. So those 4 factors are very important for the success of any federation in as far as medal collections are concerned, which hasn't been happening in our country. So I'm kindly asking government that now we know the youth games will be there next year in Poland, around between earlier, either in May or earlier. So now what we need to do as a country is one, National Council, Ministry of Education and Sports, is to avail resources to the federation earlier in time, and then also so that we can be able to have enough time to do the preparations and the trainings. Then after that, we should be able to do friendly games. Games with other countries. You can go to Senegal, you can go to Morocco, you can go to Algeria and prepare our boxers through friendly games, because it doesn't make sense for you to train and you don't assess what you've trained. You don't test yourself. So that's why we need friendly games. Then after the friendly games, we would go for the African qualifiers, which country is going to be announced soon. Then from the African qualifiers, we go for the World Games. The youth games are very noble and important because they help us to prepare an athlete from youth to elite boxing. Then the elite boxers are the ones that go for the Olympic Games, the Shadili Musas of this world, the Semujus, the Masembes. So we need to have a process of developing these young talents from where they are at a young age to the age where they become elite champions of the country. So as a federation, we are ready to engage into this kind of a tournament, and we always guarantee that there will be medals for the country. And nowadays, Aiba is even improving. They're introducing prize monies in this competition on top of the usual medals. This can help the country also get some resources coming back to the country. But before all those things happen, we must have a deliberate program for training, for resource mobilization, for friendly games, and also deliver the full teams. Because now this competition will have, if it's for youth games, we'll have 10 boys and 10 girls. And it has also the coaching system, the support staff, and all these people. So we need to have a program whereby our government puts serious emphasis in this kind of arrangement, not to just come in at the last hour. Because the example of Senegal was a very bad one. The government spent so much money, about maybe 600 million, but they spent it in the last 2 weeks, which means you had not prepared well, the team was not well tested, so that's why you wouldn't get good results from the games in Senegal. How we normally select our teams in Uganda, mostly in Uganda Boxing Federation. First of all, I want to tell the country that it's only Uganda Boxing Federation that has a clear team selection policy or process, because most other sports there is not something clear on paper that this is how we select our national teams. But in boxing, our process is clear, and now it is known to every single person. Since I became president of the federation, what we focus on is the best man becomes the representative of the country. So it doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter which country, which part of the country you're coming from, who you know at the federation. The only way you can make it to the national team is you must defeat every single person in your weight category, such you're the last champion, and that's how you qualify to come to the national team. This we have done since 2018. Every single time we have an international event, we call for national trials. People will now, like for this case, you're going to announce that on this date, in this month, every Ugandan who is in the age, who's between the age 17 and 18, and is willing to come and represent the country, is welcome to come and participate. Then they will come into the national qualifier trials. We will do draws in the different weight categories, and the best person who is going to defeat all these other guys is the one who will eventually make it to the national team that will later go into training. Then from training to the trial games, maybe friendly games. Then from that level to the AFBC qualifiers. Then if he or she performs well, then we go for the World Games.